Hey, I'm Kirkpatrick from NSYNC. You're watching my iHeartRadio Ask Anything Chat. Thanks to Romeo and Most Requested Live for having me on to talk about our new song, A Better Place. Well, let's get to it. First one's from Monique from Chicago. She says, when did you first hear about the group that you would eventually join? And what was the process of putting you all together? Well, the first answer is probably I didn't join it, I started it. So I could start with the second part of the question. What was the process of putting you all together? Well, I had a band, I had a quartet down in Orlando, Florida, and we used to perform around, and unbeknownst to what most people say, I did not try out for the Backstreet Boys ever. Not that I don't like the Backstreet Boys, but I just never tried out for the Backstreet Boys. And I met a buddy of mine who introduced me to Lou. And from there on, I had a good relationship with Lou, and I put the band together and kept bringing guys to him. And finally, we had Lance, Joey, Justin, and JC, and myself, and became NSYNC. All right, Christina from Reading, PA. How was it working on a new NSYNC song after 20 years? Well, that was amazing. Felt like no time had passed when we were there. We got in the studio and we all started joking around again. Everybody fell into place. You fell into what your part was, what part you knew you would sing or whatever. And, the old jokes were coming back, but now we got dad jokes. So it went from funny jokes to stupid dad jokes. Gina from San Jose, California. What has been your favorite age with Nash? My daughter is 4, and while I miss the baby stage, I love being able to share some of my favorite things with her, like sharing the love for NSYNC. I think that's it. I think every age you find something that you love in your kid, something new. You get a whole new, when they start to crawl, they start to walk, they start to run, they start to have their own ideas, they start to rebel, they ride the bus. Just a lot of fun days with him, and he's a trooper. He'll fly. We just went to LA for the premiere of Trolls, and I brought him and flew back on the red eye, and he went to school the next day. So he's a trooper. He loves to travel. He loves the experiences, and more importantly, it's great that now I can do all this stuff with him. Lily from Boston, Mass. How come you guys started in Germany and not here in America? Well, that's an easy one, because when we put our first EPK package together, nobody in America wanted us. The only label that wanted us was BMG Areola in Munich, Germany. So that's where we signed, and that's where we started. Natalie from Lorain, Ohio. Will there ever be an NSYNC fan club again? I was part of NSYNC's in the 90s. I might be in my 30s now, but I'm on board and in support. Never say never. I'm sure that they'll bring something back, and we have a lot of amazing fans out there who've been with us through thick and thin, and it would be nice for them to be recognized that they were there in the good times and the bad times. So I'm sure we'll start it again. Sarah from Jersey City. When you watched Jersey Shore Shark Attack back in 2012, what was it like watching Joey get eaten by a shark? Didn't watch it. Actually, I didn't know Joey got eaten by a shark. I got eaten by a shark in Sharknado 3. So I guess Joey and I have something in common. We both survived being eaten by sharks. Tanya from Toronto, Ontario. As a group, you've had offers come in over the years to do things. What triggers a yes from everyone on Better Place? It was timing. It was the right song, the right place, the perfect opportunity, and everybody was on board. It's been hard to get all 5 of us on board. We've had times where 2 guys were on board, 1 guy, 3 guys, 4 guys, but when all 5 of us got on board, I think it was a no-brainer. Brittany from Midlothian, Virginia. Midlothian? I hope I didn't butcher that. Midlothian, Virginia. Home for Christmas is 25 years old. What's your favorite song from the album? And will the fans get any special performances to celebrate its anniversary? I really liked our rendition of Oh Holy Night that Robin Wiley arranged. It was just a real, I've always loved that song, and she had a real good arrangement of it. Chelsea from Charlotte. What boy bands have you heard over the years and that you've enjoyed? Also, do you feel old when you see BTS? I feel old when I see Dirt. I've loved all boy bands. There's so many good. I was a big One Direction fan. I love the Jonas Brothers since they came back out. They've been great. BTS, I like BTS. And I like all their, when they go solo. I love Harry. I love, you know, all the guys when they break out, and Zayn and do their own things. I'm a inside quiet fan of all of them. Leslie from Howard. What is your favorite memory with each group member individually? Whew. My favorite memory with each one individually, man, there's so many. I can tell you with all of them together, it was just performing and getting to travel. And probably when we all first started in Germany, because, you know, we were scraping by and trying to make it, and it was just the 5 of us clowning around. So we had individual clowning times with each one of the guys, and those were the best times. Diane from Lake Forest, California. Can you describe that day in the studio with the other NSYNC guys recording Better Place? Yeah. I think I kind of touched on this earlier, but there was a lot of dad jokes. And it was crazy, not just dad jokes, but telling stories, because a lot of us have kids now, and telling kid stories. Oh, when my kid was like this, and, you know, I never thought in all these years that we'd be in a studio somewhere going, hey, how's your kid doing? Helen from Sleepy Hollow, New York. I love NSYNC, no question. I just wanted you to know I'm 54 and we Gen Xers don't look our age. So as a fan, if they want to lump me in with millennials, I'm good with that. My kids are adults now, and I just want to go back in time and see you guys sing and dance like it's 1999. All right, no question. Thank you. Samantha from New Orleans. Who do you think was the very first boy band? I think it was the Beatles. I don't know. I think it could be the Jackson 5, but what they kind of call a boy band is when you don't play instruments and you just sing. And that could be the Osmonds, could be New Edition, could be Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, it could be Temptations, Four Tops. You know, there's a lot of them from back then. It could be, but depends on what you call your exact definition of what a boy band is. All right, Tina from Tampa, Florida. What would you personally like to see NSYNC do now and in the future? I just like hanging out. Like I think it's fun when we all get together and just, you know, remember good times and talk about futures, and, you know, who knows? It's all up in the air of what we could do, but, you know, just being with the guys is good for me. Casey from New York City. What accessories would a Chris Kirkpatrick action figure come with? Kung Fu grip. Definitely got to have the Kung Fu grip. Then maybe nunchucks, because I've always loved nunchucks, and throwing stars. That's the Chris Kirkpatrick boy band action figure. Bethany from Halifax, UK. What is the favorite performance you and the guys have ever done together? I love the Super Bowl halftime. That was a lot of fun. Rock in Rio was fun. I think each tour was great performances, fun performances. We always had a blast, you know, playing each different show that we did. So I don't know if I could pick just one. Macon from Roanoke, Virginia. When NSYNC first started, were there age differences an issue, especially between you and Justin? Not really. I think Justin was a very mature 13, 12 years old, and I was a very immature 21, 22-year-old. So we kind of met in the middle at like immature 18-year-olds. Oh, sorry. Deja from Coral Springs, Florida. Hi, Chris. I'm a newer fan of NSYNC, and I really enjoy the songs. How is it like having new fans over the past 28 years? P.S. You make my days and put a smile on my face. Love you. It's been great. You know, it's crazy that we get new fans now. You know, it's nice to be recognized, and you know, it always feels good. And so it's having new fans is the best. And welcome to the fold. Stephanie from Fern Park, Florida. They say everything we do in life is a lesson and gets us to where we are in present time. But if you could go back 23 years and tell yourself something, what would it be and why that? Probably don't eat the sushi at Sushi on Sunset because I got food poisoning. That sucked. Courtney from Memphis, Tennessee. If the answer on Jeopardy was Chris Kirkpatrick, what was the question? The question was, name something that you can't understand, nor I think he understands himself. And the answer is, what is Chris Kirkpatrick? Laureen from Edmond, Oklahoma. We know all y'all were ready to record, but how'd y'all get JC in there? Did you tie him up and give him coffee and candy? No, actually, he went in first. It was his kind of Justin's idea, and then JC, and then me, and then we brought the other guys in, and it was, you know, he was willing early. So, first of all, I love JC's voice. I'm so glad to hear it again, and just to be with him and Justin and Joey and Lance. Amazing. I sound cheesy. Beth from Yonkers, New York. Looking back, what fashion trend do you think you should have skipped? All of them. Maybe the braids. Maybe the big hoop earrings. Maybe the puffy jackets. Maybe those weird things I had in my beard. There's a lot of them I should have skipped. Denise from Whiston, UK. Do you have any plans to remaster all your old concert videos and make them available to purchase digitally? I currently have to rely on YouTube videos because I no longer own a VCR or a DVD player. That has been talked about. It could be in the future. I think that's a really good idea, and I think we should do it. All right, thanks again for watching my Ask Anything chat. Our new song is called A Better Place. Thanks to Romeo and Most Requested Live for having me on the show tonight to answer your questions. Peace!